experience.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro.
And over the past year,
they don't have anybody in their life that gives a fuck about them. Okay, so you going out and helping them today, people don't understand that. A lot of success comes down to taking initiative inside.
Setting examples for all of us. Everybody loves a hero.
Reality of what hard work brings.
Yeah, I mean, really what he talked about is leadership, right? Everybody thinks leadership is about some guy, some man or woman getting people to listen to them. No, it's about creating a following. It's about creating a sense of belonging. And through a sense of belonging, you create a team. And what Tom was so eloquently saying is everything that I believe, and it's what I stand on my soapbox and preach about. It's about the team, the team, the team. It's about how do we make amateurs, young men and women, and turn them into professionals? How do we make somebody understand how important it is to work together to a collective cause? We lost a great, great executive, a great West Virginian from Cabot Creek down there in West Virginia, Jerry West, recently. This is all he talked about. He won one title in 1972, but he relished in all the ones he won as an executive. He knew it was a team sport. He couldn't get over losing. Even as great as he was the logo, and he couldn't get over the losing. It caused him craziness in the offseason because it was all about winning titles. And I think ultimately that's what Brady understood and recognized.
We had another athlete who was in my freshman class at Michigan, Charles Woodson. For me, it was a tough go. It was tough in high school. It was really tough in college. There was a lot of log cabin. They swim in the lake every morning. They eat in the cafeteria. And I drive away
because it gave me the ability to see and do things that other people can't do. They give this big rounding clap and all this other stuff.
If you're interested in taking it to number 1.
People want the flame, but they don't want to touch the fire.
It might be people, it might be timing, it might be opportunity, but when the resources run towards the bad guys who have the machine guns. Now Jason's like, hey B, now you have to imagine the C
is another word. But I love this question, which is, what would you do if you weren't afraid you'd be canceled? No matter how bad, like if you mess up
the platform one.
Yeah, if
call and have no way to know for years. This is what hard feels like, and that's okay.
Let's win this thing. And that was it, fam.
And he probably stepped up at a whole nother level.
Well, really tough.
First loss in years, right?
Yeah. And so I asked her, I said, have you watched the Notre Dame game?
I've done over 1,500 episodes on the School of Greatness, and you meet a lot of different people. People from
certainly had height, but he didn't have the greatest amount of strength, which means he also collapsed. To be able to bring out the greatness. That is a high level of obsession that is required.
Michael Jordan started every single practice off with a basic chest pass. The most fundamental, understand why you got knocked down. Because every time you stand up, you have to stand up like a privilege. The best individuals thrive.
At 11, I'm 35 today. That's 24 years of repetition.
To it, right? That's what lights you up. And then maybe you'll go read something that's purely artistic and doesn't have any of that.
Let's both sit down on Google and let's look at the moon, and then look at Jupiter and Saturn, and let's look at the...
Or a senior manager. I want to be paid fairly. I want to do decent work.
Could be a war with China, but there's no question we are not done with what we're going to deal with. In fact, I'm reading right now, you know the answer is, the kids that are overprotected are fearful all the time. But if you've gone out in the parts of people's bodies where he's grown them literally with stem cells so it doesn't get rejected.
Continues to increase. Obviously, this has been a journey for you over the last, nearly approaching 10 years.
Turns into the desire for revenge very, very quickly. I think things are bad just because. You do this when you look at the world. You can't.
Do you have the courage? I'm going to drop some on you.
They're not contributing anything to society. And then he or she puts out an album that revolutionizes music. And to stand firm when the people around you turn back, to believe in...
Jewish sounding last name. He wasn't, but it was enough that he was fleeing, right?
I'd ask him another question. I should email him about it. I was talking about presence and
right now. And if the person that you would want to date isn't the person you're dating right now, and the person that you'd want to date would never date you.
On Pasado Street, where I'd essentially been squatting for the summer with my ferret. That was I tell you, the quality and the taste of that food. When we crave a food and it's kind of an indulgence at 8 a.m. and then the night owls who like to stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning, wake up around, 10 or 11 a.m.
Me, and they said, I want to be where the ball doesn't bounce as well. Because on a basketball court life, there is going to be times where things are going to be out of balance. It just...
Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap. The
continuous reinforcing cycle of the me and other me holding the whip.
I have such inherent uncertainty of my own opinions.
Your lungs might burn, but you can see that there's this end that's coming. The difficulty
around and talk to them, and it's a fine dance. I mean, you can't treat them all equal. Look, no question. But looking back now, the thing that
he spent almost no time. The pro spent no time having fun. Practicing was your brain had to be uncomfortable people, and they all turned off all their social media for 30 days.
30 days.
30 days, right?
These are young.
The notion of productivity depended on me, every day being able to just hammer on a bunch of stuff. I'm very busy. I have lots of.
To make you think that God don't hear you, his job is only to destroy you.
Exposure to what? Exposure to feedback. So what is feedback? And the reality is we're all children. We're all still trying to figure it out. And if you have a student's mind, truth,
on the table and you know it deep down, and that starts to eat away, especially anybody who isn't a... That's the unfortunate reality of a great culture, and trying to... the suicidal thoughts and the fucking shit that comes with these things is...
Resets to reshape your future. The clock resets for you to reset the direction of your life. And I see...
You know that you and I are a byproduct of the 5 people that we hang out with the most. And of course, 15 to 20 years of your life where others are making decisions for you. They've got the pen.
I mean, I want to lead them and guide them, but I realize it's this perpetual.
Yeah.
But what exists right now?
Well, you're talking to the wrong guy, because I agree 1,000%.
You want to be successful? You're going to have to work for it. You want a good relationship with your spouse? You're going to have to work for it.
The first time being captain of the ship I've made movies before. I've done that.
What would you say is the thing you're most obsessed with right now, or that you have been in the past couple of years? But at one point, when you feel safe enough, you have to kind of look under the hood and go, why is that there?
A human being. That's being situationally aware, right? As to sort of what am I playing with here?
Nutrient gaps, improve key nutrient levels within 3 months, and increase healthy gut bacteria by 10 times.
Deposits and withdrawals. You've made so many deposits. You can draw. You can withdraw.
If you can dream it, if you can believe it, you can achieve it.
Pray over it, and I had olive oil all over myself, just anointing the door. He said, take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah and offer him.
We can possibly give in a day. That is why you work. You're going to go to sleep that night. You're going to get to restore that energy.
I was able to cover him a little bit. Pacers Bulls series in the mid-late 90s in Eastern.
Actually fact checking when they report it, they know. Even with the Sports Business Journal story.
Stop. But I'm like, no, because I've been part of uplifting women and ESPNW and all. So you're the plant director?
Not exactly.
I work inside the plant.
To see that you would honor this, that you would do the right thing with it. Sometimes when you're not hearing from God, God is trying to see what you come from. Oh, Lord. You jump one big year.
I can't find her in the Bible.
No, you can't find her in the Bible.
More laughter and not saying that this podcast isn't amazing. And by the way, this podcast is not going in this world is usually done by the weirdos, by the crazy people.
Their environment. This happens to me when I get overscheduled. I hate
pretending like I could do something stupid.
Oh, wait a minute. You find out that
This is an actual change you need to make to leave an unhappy relationship, change from an fulfilling career. It's interesting to think about, okay, there's emotionally intense. A busy calendar was a hedge against existential loneliness for me. And it's a really good...
It was really freaking wild and made me say, okay, yeah.
It made me audit what communities I've joined or wanted to put on your feet and body destroyed, and to see you actually experiencing pain.
I am that person. You just talked about this earlier. You talked about that goddamn treadmill. For a teammate of mine.
Care of when I got to a meet, so I could be completely relaxed. So when I put my headphones on,
community shower at Camp Laurel off-site from Beck Fort. But in this cabin, there's got these little plastic hooks that hold a curtain, a plastic thick vinyl curtain there in place.
Easy to daydream as to what we want and what we deserve. But when you can stop living in the future.
That we often get attracted to the wrong things within people. What does that say about us?
Lead you into this abyss where there's nothing real. It's to get you closer to who you are, to what that I shared these same flaws, that I have narcissistic tendencies, that I too can feel envy.
Those things that protect you or build you. Like, no, you're fine to feel that. And what happened was, you're like,
do you miss
and
the
I'm
people,
claustrophobic.
and do you feel bad for the people that have died?
I feel bad. I miss the people.
right? Gotta work, and I gotta be here, and I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Like, what do you really want? Because of the
and you'll end up proving him or disproving him. But at the end of the day, there's no yeah but.
Yeah.
Like
they want you to see. Imagine that for a second. We're there. America's there. Like we're balls deep.
Before you hit your big goal, something happens, and all of a sudden, you can't. You can't. The Bedrose Koulian Show is free to you, right? And it allows me to meet people.
Exactly what Live Hard and 75 Hard teach you. You will be able to avoid these big crashes that seem big, even if it was yesterday. They care what you're doing now. What result are you producing today?
Asset to humanity and not a liability. When we are not physically dangerous, guys, they fall apart. They lean into the alcohol, the drugs, the porn.
Which is wake up, go to work, get a meager paycheck, go home, try to figure out how to make that work, and then do it. And you know what? There's a big cost to that. But there's also a big benefit.
I love it. I'm one of like 8 sources of traffic, both on the franchise side and on the franchisee side. Yeah, no one wants to earn it anymore. And that's like, we're in this place of like immediate gratification. And so I got to get on Ryan's podcast. You're that guy who runs that business? Yes, that's me. Like, holy shit. Okay, thanks. Like literally in one DM.
It's very important that you know where you're going to go from here. And, you know, we don't need cars because we got horses, and that's going to be a major opportunity.
Up this property for me to do all this work on, and then it's just like all the time.
Well, first of all,
and where you think you should be based on bullshit, because the absolute truth is you voice it out loud, right? Self-doubt, all this other shit, the mean voice to me, the critic, the coach. That's one of those pieces that you want to talk about common ground as far as entrepreneurs, go-getters, fucking any of that.
That's why Americans are going to love it. People are going to build you up. God, are they going to? Because when you're great and new, we love you. Man, we'll build you into something that doesn't even exist. You're going to change the fucking world. But you know what? Once they've built you as high as they possibly can, they're going to tear you back down. It's the most predictable pattern. We build you into something that doesn't exist, and that means you have to try to be that thing all day, every day. That's how it works. And we do it again and again and again. But I'm going to tell you the truth. You're going to be attacked, betrayed, exposed, and humiliated. And you'll survive that. A lot of people can climb that mountain. It's the way down that breaks them. Because that's the moment when you are truly alone. And what will you do then? Can you summon the will to fight on through all the pain and rise again? Who are you, Michael? That will be the defining question of your life. And I think you already know the answer. And that's why we're all here. A shoe is just a shoe. Until somebody steps into it. Then it has meaning. The rest of us just want a chance to touch that greatness. And we need you in these shoes, not so you have meaning in your life, but so that we have meaning in ours. Everyone at this table will be forgotten as soon as our time here is up. Except for you. You're gonna be remembered forever. Because some things are eternal.
Traumatic incident or chronic abuse, whatever it may be, the lights have always been on. And
in the back, in the bathroom, and I put the little sales papers down on the bathroom floor. Do push-ups.
So we're going to assume that you have good employees, but we're also going to assume that you're a bad leader. And here's why. You have to accept the fact that
respect that. Okay, if I can be a good team player, then my teammates will really understand that I'm there.
It works, bro. And I'm so tired of people asking this stupid
meals at a consistent time, plus or minus an hour. Doesn't matter if you fast or not, you'll tend to be hungry about 15.
Yes.
I never saw your future, only its possibilities.
We're just letting someone walk away, assuming it's a close, and they say that they're just going to come back and call you with their credit card, right?
Bundle all of that up that is as yet unfelt, but will last for way, way, way longer.
There's nothing going to stop me. If you didn't make me, you can't break me. If you didn't make the...
Mopping it and trying to wring it with her hands to wring it dry. She cut herself. She cut her hand.
And then they start implementing it. And then what they don't see is the things that made the conditions that made it work to begin with. And so, like...
Passing our exams, doing well in our GCSEs. Everything else was childhood. It was...
Who is chaotic, who's toxic, who's narcissistic, who is insecure.
Prune around here, and we don't choose the timekeepers.
The timekeepers,
they're the ones that have that
dictate the proper flow of time. Weekly, daily, hourly. I can tell you that I run many days and I measure from
such a lie. Where that protocol first emerged, the Dutch have realized that this is a bad idea.
crap that needs to get done every day. And I refuse to quit. And it is a skill to learn how to feel what you're feeling and then